Hello and welcome. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. Yeah. And welcome. Everybody is coming on in today. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day so far. So, for those who are just watching the replay, thank you and sending you out so many blessings. Blessings to everybody, not just those on the replay. And for those who are joining me for the first time, who am I? Who is this cray lady? This crazy lady. My name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach, and an astrologer. Coming to you with the cosmos of just about the highways and byways. It's been an interesting 24 hours. That's what I gotta say. Very interesting 24 hours. And with the energies that are just tapping into and attuning to a lot of the energies that are coming in. One of the first things that I was really feeling, and it was just an oddity, and I was on Facebook, I think it was, and how the Facebook was almost like it was made up. It wasn't real. It was I could feel the holographic energy of what it was, and the limitations to it. So I was in the Facebook and in the limitations of the Facebook. So the Facebook being a limitation and only a perception to what it is that we want it to perceive it to be, whether that is it's also because it's so limited on who sees you, who doesn't. So it's a very mind controlled system, and how we are led into it to believe that illusion of it, and to believe that holographic version of what we believe it to be true. And in this energy that was coming through, you guys are going to follow me, because this is going to be this could get kind of crazy for you guys with the energies that are coming in, and some of the information I'm going to feed you. I'm going to feed you. Well, information that you're going to hear, whether you take it or not, that's up to you. Is that we are being fed so much falsity within our realm, within our world. And as we are trying to break from that, causes fractions within our bodies to get to heal, because we are breaking away from the norm. We're breaking away what we were told was normal. Like, we weren't told the truth. We were not told the truth of things that are true, that some of us are just now discovering. And breaking away from a lot of that truth, breaking away from a lot of that which is an illusion. And taking the truth of what we think is real is because we take experts and scientists and people we believe to know things as truth. And here we believe in it. We believe that this is true. We believe that this is true. And I've often said that, and it's very similar to what my mind just went blank on her. And I'm thinking of her, how people are set up, but they're not real. That when we look into a stadium, say, and I got a soccer stadium, so I'm going with the soccer. So we got a soccer stadium. Of all the millions of people or thousands of people that are in this soccer stadium, are they all real? We are told that they are real, but are they real? Are they not? Are they just ideas of fillers, of energies of filler people? And this is where I'm finding that now, now that you go to a game, there's nobody in the stadium. And people are like, oh, there's nobody in the stadium, we can't play. But why not? Because everything that we are portraying or seeing within this world is a holographic view of what we were told to be true. And to believe in this is the lioness of corrupt experts and how things are corrupted and what we are being told by scientists or politicians or religious leaders, and what they are living and what they are living and what they are telling you are two different things. How they are living is not the way in what they are telling you the truth to be. And that is why this is the Great Awakening. That is why we are coming into this awakening and this revolution. And the revolution is our awakening of saying, this isn't true. We've been fed, you need a mortgage. We've been fed, you need a home. But do you actually own it? Even after you pay for it, do you own it? Do you own that land? And this is like, are you living this falsity? And it's funny because I've always said that, oh yes, I want to own a house. I want to own a house. But inside me, there's something that just went, no, you don't. And I thought, oh, well, that's just, this other part of me and being silly. But it's true, because in essence, in owning it, I don't own it. At any time, the government, the powers that be, can come in and seize anything of yours and give you whatever reasoning. And at any time, things can be taken away from you by the so-called powers. Those who call themselves, oh, I'm the queen bee, or I'm this, I'm that, they're not, because they're not the true sovereign of who they truly are. And being able to do and be who they truly are. Whitney Houston once said, all I want to do is move to Jamaica and sell ice cream. Her and her daughter. That's all I want to do. That's what I feel. I just want to go somewhere and just live my life in harmony with nature and just do it. She goes, that's what makes my soul sing. Yet, the illusions of the world told her, that's stupid, that's silly, how could you? So we are limited to find it in what you are told. You are only told a third, only told a piece of what the truth is. Biology, Bruce Lipton. Everybody should read Bruce Lipton. Bruce Lipton goes into the biology. He wants to rewrite biology books. And they won't let him, because he's coming in with this truth about your cells and the makeup of your cells and how your cells can be healed by changing environment, by changing thought, by changing the way that you do things each and every day. Can heal you, but we don't want to tell you that, because we want you to be hooked up to this drug, to this IV of what they want it to be true. And the system that we rely on, and this came from this, this Facebook envisionment. I'll get to what else was coming to me too, which was kind of It's going to be very far-fetched for some of you, and I'm going to let you know that some of you are not going to be able to handle some of this, and you're going to just and it's going to freak you out. But the astrology is backing this. It's backing it. It's showing us this. This is why the Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter are in this constraint of Capricorn, because we do need structure, but we need structure, as Saturn will show us, with dignity, with resilience, with reception to the higher self. Yet, we don't want to let that go. So we limit ourselves. And this is where the revolution's coming in. And the revolution is coming in strong and fast. And everybody's awakening at different ways, you know? There's different ways that we can get to a destination. I could fly to Edmonton and I could be there in 30 minutes or less. I could walk there. It might take me a day or two to walk there. But that's the way that people are going to be awakening. Some will fly there and they're there. Others we're going to have to take this path of walking. Everything that we are fed, the lie, is that you need to rely on this infant structure. You need to rely on it. You need this infant structure. The chemistry, the physics, the math, the biology are only a part of the truth. They're only giving you a third of the truth. They don't go into the spiritual part. They don't go into the into the soul. And everybody wants a piece of it, but nobody wants to die. Same with religions. They're a falsity. The only reason there's no fact that these people were there. It is a belief, whether it's Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or Hinduism. There's a belief. You got to believe in it. That's the only reason why it stays alive. Because of the belief system. Your belief of this. My belief of this. But it's a falsity. And that's what I kept being shown. And then, of course, who comes in are because a lot of my guides are aliens. I have alien guides. And they're coming in. And my one came in, and he's beautiful. Very transparent. I can kind of see through him. And coming down, and we're having an intellectual conversation, and but it only lasts a few minutes. But the conversation is, why are you here? I can take you now. We could go. This is, and it's and I'm just going through, well, I'm here to learn. I chose to be here. I chose to feel the hurt and the pain and the love and the frustration and being a part of all of this and to create something new. And he goes, but you don't have to do all of that. And I'm like, but being in the duality, in the 3D world, we have to have some constraints or something that we need to be in. And he said, yes, yet no. That is the falsity that you are told. And it frustrates me, because it's how am I going to create that place? And this is where the energies, and this is where this revolution is being told. We are being fed like energy batteries to continue this on. We've been told masks don't work, yet you can't go into a store without wearing one. We've been told over and over and over again. We're being told the lockdowns don't work. But what are we heading for is another one. We're being told, like, it's people say, this doesn't work, man. This stop. Like, stop. But we're being told. This is coming into your soul, your spirituality. And you got to get up and you got to fight. You got to fight for your individuality and your authenticity versus the collective forces. This is the energy that is coming in through the Leo energy. It's that individuality, our authenticity is important as we are entering into that Saturn Uranus or that Saturn Aquarius energy. Because you can't go into a collective if you don't have it. If you don't have that individuality, if you don't have that of who you are, without being fed in with the illusion of the world around you. And with Mercury retrograde and being in Scorpio, it is that intellectual energy that is coming in, that is bringing this energy of the newness of us understanding across from Uranus in Taurus. And that is bringing in the clashes. Because this is showing you, because what Uranus is in Taurus is part of our senses, is our five senses. It's coming into it. And with Uranus being there, it's igniting these five senses, which we all have. We all have this ability, but it's igniting this energy and this senses. Mercury being the lower octave of Uranus the higher octave, Mercury the lower octave, coming in and saying we need to come in with the Page of Swords, which I drew today, funny enough, the Page of Swords, because you need to challenge information coming through to break through the illusions that are being fed to us. This is part of the revolution. This is a part of the change. This is part of the transformation. This is, and and this is what and it made so much sense, and it came to me last night, and I heard it again today. This is the Magi coming forth. The Magi were the wisdoms. The Magi came forth in giving the information. They watched the stars. They were the watchers. They were the sky keepers. They saw that there were certain times when certain alignments came that there was great change coming to Earth. They saw, now the Magi's are coming in, and they're saying there's great change coming in, and there's a revolution of this change coming forth in order for us to create. And my guides, these beautiful guides that came in, I got some other guides that, other ones that are kind of, and we all have them, that kind of like I don't want to even call them guides. I'd call them, the shadow ones that want to keep us into a place of complacency. Where my beautiful guide that came in and that showed me that in order to create more into your world, in order to come forth, you must see within your soul the falsities that are being given to you. And it's given to us in all areas, from our medical system. We've been told by shamans from the people from Australia to the people of Hawaii to our own native people that we can heal ourselves. You can reset your bones. They teach that to children. This is primary. This is kindergarten stuff, but we're not taught it. We're not taught that we have this chi, this fire inside us, that we can come in and we can help others to heal through this fire. Why do our hands heat up when you do Reiki? It's the fire within us, the chi that comes through to heal. It's there. Donna Eden talks about it. Moving the energies will heal you. You got to move it. There's different points within our body through even touch acupuncture that can move our chi, that can move that energy. We're being told, and now information is coming out, about UFOs and everything, and about the holographic world, and how we are a system of chakras, from the higher octave chakras all the way up to the galactic point, to all the way down to the Gaia chakra, to the earth. And how it is all connected. Yet, through this, we're being shown that this Mercury that is in Scorpio, this mental state of transformation, not only it's this awakening ourselves, and it's not a superpower. This isn't anything that, and nobody else, everybody has it. But it is this creating, and we're coming into this higher octave of even the astrology, into the galactical, and coming into that sphere. And I can't really tell you how it's going to unfold, but I know it's coming into a newer level. And this is bringing us the ability, with direction and wisdom, to how to take these down, how to take this energy down, how to be able to stand into our newness and come out of that, that other part, that pseudo intellect that comes across, that makes you feel that you are less than who you are. And Uranus coming in, Uranus is a revolution. Uranus in Taurus is a revolution. Mars in Aries is war. This is revolution. This is awakening. This is coming in. This is saying, this is what we need to do. This is the ability to tap into the extra dimensional qualities of your body. This is coming in, and it's coming in very deep, very fast, and very transformational. This is why we have so many problems. This is because we're not used to it. We were not taught this. And we're awakening to it. Taurus holds the clairs. Gemini is the enlightenment. Aries is that spiritual power. Cancer is the empathy. Those aren't superpowers. Those are basic abilities that we all have, of stepping into these basic abilities. Just some have tapped into it before others. The idea of telepathy is here. And many have a form of telepathy that is a form of mind manipulation. And there's reasons why, many haven't been able to deal with the changes or the shutdown or anything, is part of a spiritual base, part of their spiritual selves that have not come into that, yet are on wavelengths that are unable to address the information that's coming into their bodies by telling them that either they're schizophrenic or there's other mental illnesses that are coming in. This is why mental illness is on the rise. This is why when Pluto Scorpio generation is so fucked up, it's because they came in and they're trying to figure out the energy that's coming through, yet they're fed this reality. This is the way it's supposed to be, yet they know this is not true. Hence, they're the ones that use the most, started using a lot of hallucinogenic drugs. Why do you think DMT usage is on the rise. Why do you think people are wanting to use ayahuasca, mushrooms, more so than ever before? It bypasses the ego. It gets us into that place where we are able to come into this dimension of clarity. And for many, it's very difficult to deal with. We had in 2010 a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in 2010. And in 2010, Uranus was in Pisces. And this was an awakening. This was an expansion of awakening. Electricity hitting water awakening. 2010. Think about it. Then we had Uranus entering Aries. Constant change. Boom, 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 boom. Things happening very rapidly for us. And now we're coming into this cycle of Uranus and Taurus, manifesting in the physical, telepathic war, subconscious, reacting to that of what we are, that is not in our alignment. This is looking around and seeing all the ties that are tying us down. And this is why many of us are coming up and we say, oh, they're radical. They're radical for saying that. They're crazy for saying that. Because they're going up against a system that they know that's an illusion. Many of you have tried to sell your houses for whatever reason, wanting a bigger house, wanting something different. And yes, the energy was there to open it up, but then all of a sudden it said no. Why are you following into, especially this really people who are very spiritual, why are you following into that illusion? Because it's false. Because you never really own it. It's never really yours. Why do you think so many, if you go down to Australia and you and they have this, they have a welfare system in there to help their Indigenous people. And they have frustrations that they set them up in homes, but they don't live in the homes. They live in the backyard. Why? Because it's an illusion to live in that house. It's a falsity. Why are you giving me this when the earth, this gives me everything? And they call them crazy. This is where the energies are coming in. This is where the awakening's happening. But here it is. Everybody wants to believe in all of this stuff. And they want to believe in all of this. They want to do all of this. They want to believe in whatever God, Muhammad or Jesus or Buddha or Allah or whoever it is, or any of their Hindu gods, but they don't want to die for it. And sometimes, I'm not saying so much a physical death, even a mental death of releasing it. That everything that you are reading, everything that has been written is false. It's an illusion, including the Bible, the Quran. It was written by man. Beautiful words in all. And I know that'll trigger a lot of people like, no, that can't be. King James Bible was written by King James, who used Shakespeare to write the words and left out pieces because it just didn't suit the poetry of what he wanted to write. The Catholic Bible, leaving out parts from Mary Magdalene and Thomas because they didn't fit the scenario that we're wanting to portray to us. We're living in a society that was created, 5,000, 7,000 years ago for us to conform? right up to even 1,000 years ago for us to conform. This is where the revolution's coming. And with this Mars retrograde is a huge awakening. It's awakening us in order for us to see things differently. And of course, I pull out the Ten of Wares, which is about recovering from addiction, recovering from that which is no longer true. Knowing that we must embrace the change in order for us to come into this, the Lover. The Lover card, everybody's like, oh, I love the Lover card because I can get, sex, and I have this, and I have somebody who loves me. That's not what the Lover card is. The Lover card is when you come into the higher self and the higher ascension. That's why in the Reader-Writer deck, he's looking at her, she's looking at the angel, she's looking at the higher self. She is the directive of the creation of the newness of this world. And that's where we're being headed to. And it is a change, and it is a transformation. And it's something that we have to come into the truth. The truth is going to be delivered without tack. It is that Libra energy that comes in that says, here we are. It is that Libra energy that comes in that says, this isn't right. This is out of balance, and we need to fix it. That's what the Libra does. It is the higher that of God. It comes in and says, this is what we need to do. And with Capricorn, it is the God and the Goddess. Capricorn's a feminine sign. It is Earth. It is coming into the Earth, coming into that to create, because only a woman, only that can give birth. We need that energy to give birth within a structure that brings in our true divinity. And when we step into that true divinity, when we step into that truth of who we are, this is breaking down systems, and we are going to be breaking them down. And this is what this decade is about. You think December 31st and it's all going to be hunky-dory next year? This isn't to scare you. This is to awaken you and say, hey, we got some work to do, baby. Because Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, that's when I did the karmic release. Why? Because it allowed for you to open up to the freedom. Coming back into Capricorn, many of you found it, oh my God, I have to deal with this world. Yeah, you got to deal with this world because you got to deal with what you need to have let go of. When we head back into Aquarius, many of you are going to find a huge releasing, but we are still releasing, and yet you still have to deal with a lot of the shadow because the illusions will still be there. But we are still able to step up, and we are able to allow ourselves to step forward. What we are learning is what we should have learned in kindergarten. And by grade 3, we would have been able to fly. Dr. Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra wanted to do a camp for kids. I'll call it an experiment because Dr. Wayne Dyer said kids can start a campfire without matches. He goes, why can't we? Because he knows that the indigenous people did that. There was times when they were able to start out with their mind. If we can take children, and begin to mold them to know that they are able and have the capability to not only heal themselves, but they have this power which is innate within us in order to do things. And that's why this is a revolution. This is why there's great change. Many of us don't want to do it. We want to rely on the system. That's why when somebody steps out of the system and says, well, look I can do this and create my abundance and create my prosperity. It's just because they stepped out of that paradigm which you believe to be true. And that's where this is coming in. That's why we have that Pluto Sagittarius generation coming in, but they still are having difficulties trying to figure this all out. That's where another generation is coming in that do have, high, they're either autistic or there's a high frequency for learning, unable to comprehend things because they're not given the full facts, including a math problem. And they're unable to function. We're in it. And Mars retrograde for the next 2.5 weeks. We're in for a crazy ride that is going to bring in a lot of transformation intellectually. It's going to be an intellectual ride because this is Mercury with Uranus. That is showing us some newness and opening us in order for us to look at the world and say, And it's hard. It's like you see it and you're like, oh, but didn't they just say that was true? So make sure you question everything today. Right down to why you do things at a certain time. Why are you praying? This is like, it gets you going. It gets you seen. Why are you breaking away from your family? Because you're not in line with your family. It's not there. Why are there more people who are considered schizophrenic today than ever before? Because they're on a different frequency than us, and they're trying, and some of the things that are coming in from this world messes up the frequency that they're receiving from other worlds. So what do? Drugs, alcohol, escapism. Something for us to be aware of, something for us to look into and question. So somebody asked me about my galactic readings, and my galactic readings is that I'm adding. So for my readings and getting to book a reading on galactic spiritual readings, I just thought that sounded really cool too, is coming in, and my readings are more of a conversation, and they're moving towards a conversation of bringing you more into your enlightenment and understanding of who you are. Not so much about what am I going to get the job? Well, the job is there if you want it. Am I going to get money? Am I going to find my lover? You could. And there are psychics out there that are going to tell you that. My job here is to bring you onto your greater path and to challenge you to go onto that greater path. That's my job. And that's where my readings are going to. Bringing you a greater insight of your depth, of your truth, of stepping into your ability. So we'll start it off with either a meditation or a prayer and then go into the conversation. Because you have your ability. So change is coming in. Change is coming in. That's crazy. New moon readings. Going to be doing new moon readings for people. There will be recorded readings that you will receive. They're $30 if you want to order one. You can order it and you can do e-transfer. New moon is Friday. This new moon is in Libra. This is like I said, Libra's the one that says, this ain't right, baby. Shit ain't right here. We got to start looking at something new. That's what Libra is. And that's why Libras are so angry. I have a Libra son. He's angry. But he told me, and this is from a Libra. He told me, he goes, on Sunday, he worked 5 hours or 5.5 hours. And he goes, yeah. And they said, well, you get time and a half. Don't you want to stay longer? He goes, why? I've already worked basically 8 hours or getting paid for 8 hours. Why am I going to work for anything more? And they said, well, the money. He goes, if I really want money, I'll get money however I need it. But money isn't the reason why it's, he goes, if you're so hung up on money, you're missing the point of living your life. How true is that? That is the truth from a Libra. That is true Libra energy. He's even said, why would I buy a house that now they're claiming is like $300,000 or a condo that is $500,000? And he goes, that is not even worth it. Why? You're not enjoying it. Now you're a slave to have to pay for it. That was some truth that came in. And I'm just like, yeah, very true. He goes, he says, you see houses that are almost identical down in the United States right now, in some parts in Texas and stuff. $50,000 for a house. Why is that $50,000 and it's like $1 million up here? He goes, that doesn't make any sense to me. So why am I killing myself for who? Why are you killing yourself? And we get caught up in it. I get caught up in it all the time. I do. Because my son, is a Pluto and Sag. My 2 older ones are Pluto and Scorpio. Change in concept. Really crazy. So, order your new moon reading. I only do a limited amount of readings. So for that, so if you want one, order it. And what else? Oh, and the rest of my classes are up on Facebook. I don't want to go through that right now. So go look for it. So I have a lot of classes that are going to be coming up, and some spell classes coming up too. But just an FYI, if you book an hour reading for me, yeah, your chart is going to come in, but it's going to be a lot more in depth on your spiritual life. So, sending you out so much love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Question, and step into your light fully and completely. God bless, and the Goddess bless you. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, just DM me on that. All right, and blessings to your sister, and happy birthday to your sister. So, blessings to you all. Bye-bye.